Memories like the corners of my mind, misty watercolored memories of the way we were.
It's so hard not to laugh during that opening. Oh my god.
What you say?
I told you that it's time to start the show.
That you only meant well.
Yeah, the show's gonna do
Of
well.
course you did. What you say?
I said let's go.
That it's all for the best.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like the best podcast.
What you say?
God, do I have to keep repeating myself?
Just what we need. You decided this.
Hold up, I
What
thought we
you
both
say?
decided to do this.
What did she say?
I said let's start the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to Whatcha Say, an OC podcast. My name's Elyse Daly.
And I'm Scott Daly.
And together,
We're the Dailies. You did a little different thing there on the Whatcha Say.
It's Barb.
Whatcha
Barb
say?
got into me.
This is the podcast where each and every week my wife Elyse and I go through the hit 2000s teen drama, The OC, episode by episode. This week on the show, we're covering Season 2, Episode 2, The Way We Were, named after that beautiful Barbra Streisand song.
Way we were.
Just a spot-on impression, Elyse. Just a spot-on impression.
You know how you have to get into Barb?
How?
Oh, I should have done my nose. Doesn't it sound better if you hold your nose? I should have done that.
Hey, Elyse, how you doing this week?
I'm doing okay.
You want to get on into the show?
Yeah, but before we talk about the OC, we got to talk about the Rosies and the Thornies.
The Rosie. We've made that joke before. See, here's the thing.
What joke?
Is that I'm out of funny things to say.
Yeah.
I resent that. My rose is you. Elyse,
What?
what's your thorn this week?
It rained a whole lot over the weekend, and I love the rain. I really do. But it's just one of those things when all that you are is inside all day already. You know, it's nice to have the weather so that you can go outside when it's nice and sunny and pretty, and it just was not nice and sunny and pretty this weekend.
Yeah, we couldn't take the dogs on really any walks this weekend.
We had actually planned. We were going to wake up on Saturday and go on a run, and we didn't get to do that because it was raining literally all day.
I did that this morning, though.
You did. Good job.
Thank you. I'm patting myself on the back right now.
You going to do it again tomorrow?
I am.
Wow.
We'll see. Yeah, weather's no fun. You know what else isn't fun?
What?
Springtime. You know why springtime isn't fun? Because I have a Siberian Husky.
Oh.
My thorn for this week is my dog is shedding her winter undercoat right now. This happens twice a year. I'm pretty sure I've put it on Rosies and Thornies in the past. But here's why this one's different.
Why?
Normally, when this starts to happen, I just say, ugh, and I call our groomer and I schedule an appointment for the dog to go to the groomer and I pay her a lot of money and she just brushes the dog for like 3 hours straight, nonstop. And the dog comes home and she's beautiful looking.
It's true.
As I said, that's very expensive, and Elyse and I are trying to not spend as much money right now. We're penny pinching, considering the
We do pinch penny a lot.
It's a dumb joke.
Boop, I did it right now.
Considering
She's
my
just so cute.
my job situation, the situation of the economy, we're just trying to save as much money as possible. So I'm like having to brush my own dog, which I don't like doing. She doesn't like when I do it. And so I've been putting it off. And this dog, I vacuumed today.
You vacuumed a lot lately, actually.
You have to. You have
I
to.
know.
Like with this dog, if I'm not brushing her every day, I need to be vacuuming every day because it's just everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it is. Thank you for vacuuming the couch the other day.
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky that we only have one dog that shed. Oh no, wait, we have two now.
Penny doesn't shed yet.
That's because she's a puppy. It's coming.
I mean, she's almost 9 months.
It's coming, Elyse. Trust me. Ghost didn't shed the entire first year I had her, and it was wonderful.
Huh.
And then she did.
Well, it'll be fine. We'll make it work.
We will, as always.
Yeah.
We didn't explain what the Rosies and Thornies were. We just kind of went right into
I
them.
thought you were going to do the song.
Oh, I don't do that anymore.
Why don't you do the song anymore?
Because I just feel like, I don't know, like it was kind of played out. Like my humor, just a little played out.
True.
Yeah.
Maybe I need a new Rosies and Thornies song.
Yeah, maybe we could
Maybe
brainstorm
an original Rosies and
that. Oh
Thornies
my
song.
God. OG?
Let me think about that. I might need some more time.
Okay, you think about that.
Yeah.
What's your rose? What's your
I
highlight
kinda
of the
have
week?
2 roses.
Well, that seems like cheating.
So first of all, one of the things that I have really enjoyed during this entire quarantine time is experimenting in the kitchen. And
What kind of experiments?
foods and drinks.
Oh,
And so there's this whipped coffee drink that's just all the craze on the social media these days. And I tried it a couple weeks ago and it was life-changing.
What's it called? Like,
The
it has a name.
Dalgona coffee.
Okay.
Some people just call it the whipped coffee. All that you do is you take a 1-to-1 ratio of the following 3 ingredients: instant coffee, a sweetener of choice. You can do like sugar, like white sugar. You could do honey. You could do any other sugar substitute
Uh-huh.
to 1 of water. So
Uh-huh.
like 1 tablespoon coffee, 1 tablespoon sweetener, 1 tablespoon water.
Go on.
And you whip it
Whip
with
it real
either
good.
a whisk if you are stupid the first time like me, or you can use a handheld mixer, which makes it much easier. And once it is whipped with soft peaks, then you pour it over a glass of milk with ice, your own choice, and you put it on top like a little dollop. And then you take a picture, and I put cinnamon on mine too. It makes it taste better when you have cinnamon. But then before you drink it, you're supposed to mix it together.
You did not do that the first time.
I didn't.
And here's what happened is you had me drink some. And I don't know if anyone's ever had a whipped drink and also a mustache. Maybe this is something that only a small portion of the population really deals with, but it
But
gets
you
all
enjoyed it
up in
later
there.
too.
It was
you had
good.
some
It was
then,
good.
and you had some later.
Yeah, it's coffee, babe.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah, so it's really good. I highly encourage everyone to try that. I used almond milk with my drink. That was my milk of choice. It was delicious. And then the other thing that I'm really enjoying is libraries are open, Scott. So now I don't have to buy all the books and wait for them to get
Oh my
sent to me.
gosh, we can't buy books right now because the
No.
whole penny pinching going on.
I know, so my library is open, so I can go and check out books again.
Y'all, did you know that if you live in a town, you can like walk to a building and they just give you a book for free?
Yeah.
And like all they're doing is like, hey, could you like bring that back in like 3 weeks? And then if you're like, what if I don't? And they're like, well, I mean, we'll like fine you probably.
Unless it's not on hold by someone else,
Yeah.
and then they automatically renew it for
Wow,
you.
what a system.
Yeah.
What a system. So yeah, we rented some library books. Checked out
Yeah.
some library
I
books.
got one for you too.
I know.
That's
I'm
right.
reading my next on my Stephen King list, the one that I didn't happen to own, but did not want to run out and buy it. So
Yeah.
what a magical invention.
It's wonderful,
libraries.
isn't it?
Socialism is
Already
cool.
read one, and I'm on to my other.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started mine because I finished another book I was reading. I have to buy a book soon though, because it's for book club.
Well, that's a
Yeah.
write-off,
Right on. You want to know what my rose is?
I guess.
Elyse.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what my rose is?
I don't, but the people do.
You don't want to know what my rose is?
No, the people do, though.
That's rude. That's rude of you, Elyse.
Tell the
I
people.
cannot imagine
give
why
the people
you would
what
not
they
want to
want.
know. My rose is Final Fantasy, and I've done this before too, because that's when Final Fantasy, like one came out, and I talked about it. I don't know, 14. One of them came out. I talked about it, but I did I talk about this on the show last week? I think I hinted at
I
it, and
think
you
you
yelled
did.
at me for like plugging myself, which I am.
Are you sure this wasn't your rose last week?
It
too?
might look. There's no telling. There's no telling anymore. No, my rose was our rose and our thorn last week were the quarantine stuff,
Oh yeah, that's right.
the good and bad of it. So I have been playing through all 15, 18 of the Final Fantasy games from 1 all the way up. I've beaten 1 and 2, and I'm just started on 3 today. I've been doing that every day. I've been streaming it on Twitch, which takes away a lot of the boredom of these early games that are very monotonous and very grindy. So I've been streaming them on Twitch and chatting with some of our listeners and some of our patrons that support us at Doof Media. And I've been having a great time, Elyse. I've been having so much fun with this. It's so much fun to revisit these old games. I'm looking forward to later games in the series, which I liked so much better than some of these. But it's been a great time. I've been having a ball. See like the same people every day and some new people on occasion. It's been a lot of fun. I like Final Fantasy. Those are good games, even when they're not. The second one, whew.
Are they good? But are they good?
No, but also yes. TBD.
Have you not released that yet?
No. Oh God, I'm babe. It's like 800 hours of work. I want to like cut together.
Oh, I thought you were writing it and then releasing it as you.
No, I want to do a video. There is an ant on your microphone.
Oh,
how did that happen? Just kill it.
Oh.
No, it's a fire ant.
No, remember the ant from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah, that was
I can't do it. I see his little antennas.
No, it's not a fire ant. It will eat you. It will bite the shit out of you and make you itch. Kill it. Kill it.
I can't.
Oh my God.
I see his eyes.
Hey, Elyse, let's move on to the episode. I see his eyes.
I do.
I hope that
Oh
ant.
my gosh, he's so cute.
I hope that ant bites you. Where there's one ant, there's more. Kill it.
I'm gonna get him off with the paper. He's just looking for an escape. Come on, Mr. Auntie. Come on.
This is amazing audio.
Oh no!
I'm not going to cut any of this. Now it's on the microphone itself.
I can't get him.
It's on the backside. It's on the back.
I can't get him now. I can't see him.
He's going to like crawl across the active part of the microphone and it's going to pick it up.
Is it really? Oh my gosh, all that he wants to do is be a podcaster too, Scott.
I know.
Let Auntie be a podcaster
All right, we'll let
too.
Auntie be a He's our new mascot. Let's start the show.
Okay. What are we doing?
We're talking.
Okay. So let's talk about season 2, episode 2 of The OC. It was written by Alan Heinberg and directed by Michael Lang, who previously directed 3 episodes of season 1, The Rescue, The Lynx, and The Nana.
The Nana.
The episode originally aired on November the 11th, 2004.
Hey, we didn't talk about this last week, but that's pretty late in the year for a season of a show to start.
Yeah.
Episode 1 premiered on the 4th of November. And like, because I was looking at the upcoming episode titles and I saw that episode 5 was called The Snow Sea and it's like the Christmas one. And I was like, how is episode 5 already the Christmas one? And it's because the show premiered in November.
Yeah.
It's a weird time. September normally, right? Am I making this up?
No, you're not.
I wonder if something happened.
This was in 2004. What was happening in 2004? I don't
Nothing.
remember.
Nothing. The only thing I can think of is that Fox had the World Series, and maybe it was like waiting for the World Series to be over.
I forget, was this always just on Fox, or was this one of those like it was on another network and then changed?
I don't know.
I don't remember either. Regardless, November, it is late.
All right.
Scott, tell me about this episode.
In this episode, Ryan and Seth return for their first day of school, and they hope that everything will go back to the way
we were.
Unfortunately, things have changed over the summer with the summer. Summer? Are you going to be doing this the whole time?
You shouldn't have taught me.
Summer is dating a new guy named Zach, who is described as a waspy version of Seth. That's a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, aka not the Jewish person that Seth is. And Marissa is secretly banging Yard Guy, who's named DJ. I think we all saw that one coming.
Not so secretly anymore.
Seth, of course, tries and fails to win back Summer, while Ryan, at his counselor's suggestion, searches for character traits. Turns out he likes architecture. Hooray. Meanwhile, Haley makes her appearance in season 2 for just long enough to leave it. She's got a job working for a fashion line in Japan, and she's taking it and leaving poor Jimmy Cooper behind to try to figure out what the hell to do with his life. Also, Caleb gets indicted and arrested for bribing city officials, which he says he didn't do, even though we know he did do, and it seems the DA has evidence of him doing it, so I don't know what any of that means. But Sandy Cohen takes on his case. Even though he doesn't want to, he does it. He takes the case. He's going to be his lawyer, so That's the episode.
That's
though.
it.
Elyse, what did you think of this week's episode? You didn't like last week's. Is this better?
This week's was so much better, Scott. So much more enjoyable because it actually had things going on with people who I care about. So I quite enjoyed it, and it introduced one of my favorite storylines in all of season 2. So I'm very excited about. Should I talk about it now, or
No,
should I
not
wait
yet,
until
not
you?
yet.
Okay.
I mean, you can talk. Like, you mean Zach, right?
Well,
that's your favorite storyline. Is
well,
our boy Zach Attack?
It's actually kind of both of our Rosies together.
Sure, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you liked it though. Good episode.
Yes, great episode.
Yeah.
I loved the carnival, like the remembering of last year's carnival and how it was so important to what their year was like. So this is important to what their year is like too, you know?
Does. I mean, I think if we look at the season structurally, episode 1 returned us to the status quo. Episode 2 resets what that status quo is going to be.
Yes.
It's kind of it's defining what the conflicts of the season are going to be. Caleb gets indicted. Jimmy Cooper is single again and looking for stuff to do. Marissa's got this love triangle between her and her yard guy and Ryan. We've got another love triangle between Seth and Summer and new guy Zach. So yeah, this is a lot of actually moving into what the story of the season is going to be. It seems like to me,
and it's more fun to watch.
I loved this episode. I loved it. This is one of my favorite episodes of the show so far. I thought this was great. Like it pays off everything that I was complaining about the last episode of the show not paying off on. It like even the part like I was like, holy shit, because there's even a part in this episode where Kirsten goes to Sandy and is like, hey, I took out my behavior on you, and I took out my frustration at Seth out on you, and I'm sorry about that. It was almost as if they were listening to me 16 years ago.
And then Scott yelled, I love it. Consequences on the couch.
But that's not just why I liked it. I certainly did like that. And Summer, oh my God, Summer is amazing in this episode.
She is.
We'll talk about that later, but she's great.
Except for her top. I did not like that pink striped top that had the weird hole.
Oh, I loved it.
I know why you loved it.
I loved it. You know whose clothes I didn't like in this episode?
Whose?
Marissa's wearing this jacket at the carnival.
Scott, why have we not made a special segment of this podcast for Scott's fashion sense?
Scott's fashion sense.
We need to have a more clever name. I'm going to have to mold that
Alliteration is good. Rhyming is good.
I know.
Think it over. You're the name person.
I know. I'm going to need a while, though. But let's just say next week. There's going to be a section with a really cool name.
Maybe even a jingle?
I don't know. I've got the one I got to write for Rosies and Thornies. So we're adding a lot to my list. And I've got a lot on my other list right now for work, too. So we'll just have to see how much we can accomplish.
Yeah, but for now, Scott's Fashion Corner, Marissa's wearing this it's like a multicolored striped jacket at the carnival. Like it looks like she's it looks like she's a clown. And I did not like it. I did not like that, Marissa.
She also was sporting the blue eyeliner.
Yes.
All the craze in the early 2000s. Yeah. I even did that.
Of course you did. You were so trendy. Did you know that? Did you know that you were trendy? I mean, like, were you aware at the moment that you were like at the bleeding edge of trends?
Yes.
Of course you did. Sometimes I wonder if Scott would have liked High School Elyse, and I don't know.
I think Scott would have liked High School Elyse. Would Elyse have liked High School Scott?
Okay, don't turn that around on me. I think sometimes you meet people at the right times in your life. I'll say that. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So I really, really enjoyed the episode. Even the parts like my thorn in this week is a much I didn't like this as much, but I still kind of liked it. You know?
Yeah.
So let's move on into that. Let's talk about the episode as a whole through the lens of our roses and thorns. We're still going to kind of talk about the whole episode, but we're not doing it beat by beat. We're doing it through the rosies and the thornies. So let's start with the bad stuff.
I almost did it, and I stopped.
What, the jingle?
I wanted to, and then I didn't.
Hey, we got some feedback on the last week's episode about the jingle, I think. Whose was better, according to our listeners? Was it mine?
Scott,
I think it was mine.
One person does not make it a fact.
100% of the people who commented.
Of one person.
So 100% of the people who commented. I win, is what I'm saying. I win. I love you. I
Uh-huh.
love you so much. I
Okay.
can barely stand it. But also, I win.
Okay, how about we have you redo the song that I did at the beginning?
No, that's different. Hey,
Why is
Elyse,
that different?
I don't because I can't sing. I can just beatbox.
Oh, you can beatbox?
Yeah, I think
Please.
I think I proved that yesterday.
I don't know if you did. I think you need to prove it now.
I'm not gonna do it for free.
Scott,
What?
will you please beatbox?
No.
If you can't do it now, then I don't think that you can at all.
Elyse, can we please move on to the Rosies and the Thornies of the episodes?
If you admit that you can't beatbox.
I cannot beatbox. Of
Okay.
course I can't be. The point is I was better than you. That's the point. That's all
The point is
matters.
one person thought.
One person is all you need sometimes. You're all I need. If you tell me I look good, I look good. That's all I need. And
Aw,
that
that's
also
sweet, babe.
happens with this one person telling me I was better than you.
Okay.
Elyse, Thorn, what is your least favorite part of episode 2, The Way We Were?
No surprise to anyone, it's Marissa. But specifically, Marissa and the yard guy.
Marissa and the yard guy.
DJ, who in the hell is... Oh my god, the yard guy?
Yeah, I know.
Marissa? Since when?
Since, I don't know, all summer.
And you didn't tell me?
I couldn't tell anyone. No one can find out about this.
Okay. God, that is so hot.
No, it's not. Believe me.
Really? But he's so ripped.
No, he's great. It's just...
He's the yard guy.
Now Ryan's back and... I don't know what to do.
Well, just explain it to him. He left. And suddenly, there was a hot yard guy in the yard who was hot. So he really didn't do anything wrong.
Because it's just one of those storylines where they just need to give some sort of triangle with Marissa and Ryan's relationship, which, whatever. But now it's got to be the
yard.
They just take it in the direction of there should be a large amount of shame with her being associated with this yard guy. And I just think that that's awful, first of all. But then there's the whole Summer thinks it's fun and attractive, and you should be all up on that.
Yeah,
but
you should.
Marissa doesn't want to tell anybody because she doesn't want her mom to get upset and fire him. Which
is such bullshit because she's only doing it
always,
to piss her mom off.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay.
Marissa doesn't know what she wants, so she's going to just bang whoever she can until she can figure it out.
But of course, Ryan coming back into the mix complicates because it was easy when all there was yard guy, but now Ryan's back and she doesn't know if she wants to choose yard guy or Ryan. But Ryan, I love Ryan turns her down here. I think it's amazing.
Good job, Ryan.
I was gonna tell you.
No, you weren't. I asked you point blank and you lied.
I didn't lie.
Marissa,
What was I supposed to do? Wait for you? You weren't coming back.
I wanted you to tell me the truth.
His name's DJ. He works for my parents, so we had to keep it a secret from everyone. But we're not seeing each other anymore.
After last night when you found out about me, right? I'm sorry. For right now, we should just be friends.
And it's wonderful. I love that scene. But I also really like the part where she's pretending like she's not she's like, oh, because he's like, oh, just because I'm yard guy, is that why? And she's like, I'm better than that. You know I am. And I'm like, no, you're not, Marissa. You are just as bad as your mom with this stuff. She totally was calling him yard guy and being insulting to him.
Yeah.
Hey, how old is yard guy, do we think?
He could be anywhere from technically 17 to 22.
So he might be a teenager.
He might be. I don't remember
know.
if we're ever confirmed that
I feel
later.
like he's an adult. And I feel like she's not. And I feel like that's kind of
she's
weird.
not.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of weird. I feel like that's the unwritten weird thing. It's not just that you're banging the pool boy. It's that he's a pool man. And you're in high school.
Yeah.
And he's not.
It's like the Desperate Housewives.
Sure. Never seen it.
Mm.
It's exactly like it, though. They're so desperate, those
Only
housewives.
it's, she's a cougar and
Well, yeah.
He's
I
the
mean,
young yard. So,
yeah,
I
that's,
mean, that would be like Julie banging the yard guy. I guess it's like
that would be
Julie
like
and Luke.
Julie banging a high schooler. Yeah. I would be not
Been
be
there, done that.
I would not be surprised if we learned that later that Julie is also banging yard guy.
Yeah.
And we just didn't know about it.
Evidently, those guys like that mother-daughter game.
I do want to make a distinction here between yard guy and Zach, who we're going to talk about a little bit later. Because I actually think what the show does with Zach is super interesting. Because, well, we'll talk about it in a bit. But what the show does with yard guy is boring. Because he's nothing. He's a blank slate of a character. The show does not take the time to define him as a human being at all, other than just sexy dude that Marissa's banging.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right? He has no personality. He has no interests. We know nothing about him. We know nothing about his past. We know none of this stuff about him. The show doesn't care because he's a plot device. He's a plot device to bring conflict to the Marissa Ryan thing. He's a plot device to bring conflict to the Marissa Julie thing, and that's all the show cares about him. Contrast that with another character who we'll be talking about in a minute, Zach, who is the opposite of all that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I agree with your thorn here. I agree with you.
Thank you. What's your thorn?
My thorn is Jimmy Cooper. Jimmy Cooper.
Jiminy Crickets.
So here's the Jimmy Cooper plotline of this episode is he's been dating Haley. They are living on a boat, which you spoiled for me, Elyse.
I forgot that you didn't know that.
I don't actually care.
Just like, hey, I forgot that you hadn't read that the guy died in the book yet.
Yeah,
It's
Elyse
fine.
accidentally spoiled a book for me yesterday.
I mean, it wasn't that much of a spoiler. It was just a slight twist that didn't ruin the book.
I am not. It's more fun to make fun of you for revealing the spoiler than I am actually upset that I have a little tiny bit of a book ruined for me, which it didn't really. It
didn't ruin it.
Didn't ruin anything.
They could have started the book out with her having.
Let's not talk about that because no one knows what we're talking about.
Can I tell the title of the book?
Yes.
Magpie Murders.
Okay. Magpie Murders. Finished it last night. It was fine.
1 to 5.
It was fine. 3. Solid 3. Jimmy Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Cooper, like, he has spent the summer with Haley, living on their boat, sailing around, loving life as rich people. And apparently his investments are doing really good.
Way to go, Jimmy.
He took the money he made from the sale of the restaurant and he's invested it. And suddenly Jimmy lost hundreds of people's in the town's money and to cover his own losses is just killing it in the market. He's just
done
killing
one thing right. Ex-wife, no. Marissa, no. Caitlin, no. Haley, about to lose her. But he's finally got the investments down.
I feel like, is he trading himself? Because he's definitely not allowed to do that anymore. That was part of his plea deal with the state, was that he's not allowed to. I guess it's fine if he takes his own money. He just can't do that for other people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just find it hilarious that this guy who got arrested for embezzling after playing the markets poorly is now just killing it in the market. He's just killing it. The point is, he's just loving this carefree life of no responsibility, no work, no nothing, just living his life. But Haley has had a transformation over the course of the show so far, and she wants more. And suddenly we learn that when she was a kid, she dropped out of college to go to Paris and start a fashion line with her friend, but her friend stayed there and she bailed on Paris when she ran out of money. But her friend has a successful fashion line now and has invited her to be the head of sales for this line in Japan. And so Haley is going to Japan, and Jimmy is a dork. Stupid Hercules asks Haley to marry him.
He can go the distance.
He can't go the distance.
He wants to.
She goes the distance to Japan. And so presumably out of the show, I don't know for how long, but Jimmy ends the episode single. And I didn't find anything very interesting what was going on with that plot line. Like, he has a conversation with Kirsten that's kind of setting up, I think, a couple things. It's setting up that Jimmy is going to be spending this season looking for a purpose in life, looking for something to do. And I also think we're going to go back to the Jimmy Kirsten well, especially as we kind of continue to show Sandy and Kirsten butting heads in certain ways.
No, it's good. It's good. It's I'm happy for her. It's that's what she always wanted. So
What do you want?
I don't know. I thought I wanted to spend the rest of my life with Haley. It was fun.
I'm sure. Living on a yacht, drinking all day, sailing off to Cabo.
How come when you say it, it sounds bad?
Listen to me. You can do whatever you want with your life, but you're not going to waste it. Won't let you. Haley's made her move. What's yours?
Interesting well you would select.
Yeah, and I don't want to go to that well, and that's maybe why I don't like that. Jimmy feels like this superfluous, like
slime ball.
No, he's not a slime ball. He's fine. He's fine.
I don't like him.
He's just uninteresting, and he feels like he's in a different show than everyone else is, and I just don't like that show as much. So that's why he's my thorn this week.
Okay.
But enough about the crappy parts of the episode. Elyse, talk to me about the good parts. What was your favorite part of this week's episode?
Scott, new seasons means new characters.
It does.
And one of my favorite characters, minor characters of the OC, is introduced in this season, and his name is Zach.
Oh my God, Zach.
And I don't know if I like Zach because I like Zach, or if I just end up liking all of Summer's love interests because I think those people are just the best. So anyways, Zach is introduced and he's got just like what Seth says.
No, she cannot be dating him. That's not even possible. How is that possible?
A second ago, you wanted to date him.
That's because he's me. You see what she's doing, don't you? She's basically dating the wasp version of me. It's so stupid.
What, you think Zach?
Yeah, I actually did. Look at him. He's like, what? The conventionally attractive, athletic, confident, just completely non-neurotic wasp version of me.
He's like Seth's personality inside the water polo body. So it's best of both worlds.
Yeah. Summer's really upgraded.
Yeah.
Here. Here's what I like about Zach, and it kind of relates to what I was talking about before.
Okay.
The show introduces Zach to us as a completely a completely separate character, right? He has nothing. We do not know he has anything to do with Summer yet.
Yes, he's introduced when, Scott?
He's
your
introduced
rose?
during my rose, which is Seth Cohen making the comic book club. Because the comic book club is something Seth has decided he's back. Summer wants nothing to do with him. And therefore, he's going to do the comic book club again. And there's so many hilarious moments of the comic book club. But he meets Zach at the comic book club when they're having a discussion about superheroes.
I'm here for the comic book club.
You are? You are?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
Because you're on the water polo team?
What's that supposed to mean?
Okay. You want to talk comics, guy? Let's talk comics. What day of the week do new comic books come out on?
Wednesday.
What's Wonder Woman's secret identity?
She doesn't have one.
True, which I think is a mistake, by the way.
I know, me too.
Huh. Who's your favorite superhero?
Depends who's writing him, but I'd have to say Superman.
Superman. This guy. He's too perfect, guy.
No, he seems perfect, but he's not. I mean, if you think about it, he's actually kind of messed up. I mean, he lost his parents. He lost his whole planet. He's like totally alone. And this is a guy who could take over the world if he wanted, but he doesn't. He just keeps helping people. Why would he do that, you know? Unless he was trying to make a connection. Trying to, find his way home.
Who's your favorite writer?
Bendis?
Oh, hot damn. Welcome to the club.
Thanks.
This is going to be good. So today's topics, we have some topics. The Hulk. He gets bigger, all his clothes rip off, except his pants. Why is that?
So we've introduced this character, Zach, as someone who has likes, who would like similar things as Seth, who is different from what Seth would expect him to be. He seems like a nice guy. He seems like a cool guy, a cool new friend for Seth.
Seems like a replacement Luke to their triad
exactly,
of
exactly.
bros.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it that way, but you're absolutely right. And then, and only then, do we then move to him as, oh, this is the guy that Summer has been dating while Seth is gone. And what I love about that is like the other person that was Summer's boyfriend back in the first season was that terrible Ace Ventura comedian fucker who I can't even remember his name. Danny something.
So I'm
stupid.
not attracted to all the people that Summer's love interests are. Okay. That's good.
But like you could tell in that episode that character was just there to be someone that annoys you, the viewer, because you want him to get with Summer. But they've actually created in the Zach character someone that you like. And here's the thing to me.
You wanted to stick around.
Actually is pretty fucking adorable with Summer. Like that one scene when they're joking about the fried Snickers or the funnel cake. They're actually pretty fucking cute together.
So what'll it be? Funnel cake or fried Snickers?
Bottled water.
What? You can't come to a carnival and just have bottled water.
No, I meant with the funnel cake and the Snickers. What?
Oh, you just wait, Scott.
And I love that the show, like, it's not afraid to show that. Like the show is basically saying right now, Seth and Summer should not be together. And here's a person that is way better for her, because that scene at the end of the episode where Summer lays the fucking smackdown on him.
She does.
Where she just basically lays it all out. It's an amazing scene. I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it in the episode because it's so fucking good.
What do you want from me, Cohen?
I just want you.
No, you don't. You had me. You had me at Christmaka in a freaking Wonder Woman costume, and you chose Anna. You had me 3 months ago, and you left.
I want to make that up to you.
It has nothing to do with me. It is about you, and it is always about you. What you need and what you want. You know, it seems that you only want me when you can't have me. You like the chase, and that's all. So you know what? You can have it. I'm going home.
I think she's right. She's 100% right.
He just wants the chase. So here, chase me.
Yeah, exactly. And Zach is there the whole time supporting her, like not getting in a fight, like not picking a fight. The most Zach does is like when Summer's like, hey, leave me alone. Zach is like, hey man, she said leave her alone. And like, he's not going to fight him. He's not Luke in that regard. Like he's not Ryan either, who's going to get right up in his face.
During the whole time that Summer was hashing it out with Seth.
I like Zach.
I do too.
I like the comic book club.
I know you do.
Or the comic book league, as he says.
You wanted to join.
I love when he says to Zach, he says like, hey man, I hope this doesn't mess up anything with the league, but Summer and I have a bit of a history here. Oh, I love it. I'm not even that into comic books. Like,
I know.
But it was great, Elyse. It was a great episode. It was
great.
so good.
It's great. Okay, so the thing is, my favorite storyline in the whole season 2 actually revolves around the comic book club. So I'm glad that you enjoyed this much because it gets to be a really big part, and it's my favorite. I'm so excited. I just want you to know that
I'm
not going away.
I'm really into seeing where it goes.
I think you're going to really enjoy it too.
I hope so. There's other things on here that didn't quite make the cut as far as like best or worst stuff. They're just middling stuff. Ryan like has this really weird thing in the show where he's like he's been given an assignment from his counselor to like find what his purpose is. My favorite part about this is like it's basically the show exposing the weaknesses in Ryan as a character, because the counselor says to Ryan, is like, who are you? What do you like to do? What do you like? And Ryan's like, I don't know. And it's like, oh yeah, because you're boring. You're a boring character. And so I hope this is like the show kind of acknowledging that, with the exception of the plot, that like with the exception of the comes from a poor family in the rich place now, like he needs more to do than that. Because that's the well they returned to again and again and again in the first season. Like the dude needs more to do. And I hope that this architect, like, cause they introduced the construction and the architecture thing, like in the second episode, right? When like like Kirsten was showing him the stuff and
The
he was
model
super
home.
interested in it.
Yeah.
And so this is something that I think they've kind of just abandoned in him. And it's cool that they're bringing it back, but still not like the most interesting plot line. Anything else in the episode that you wanted to talk about?
No.
What'd you think about Sandy being mad? Sandy yells at everyone in this episode.
I mean, I think it's valid.
Yeah.
I think that he has been trying and he's been doing a lot and nobody's given anything and he hit a breaking point. And sometimes Superman needs to get his strength back.
Yeah, sometimes he's surrounded by kryptonite.
Yeah.
And he just needs to fly up into that sun.
Yeah.
You don't understand. Do you know the sun gives him his powers? You know that, right?
No.
Okay.
But I'll agree with you and nod my head.
Okay. Favorite side character in this episode?
Zach.
No, but he's not a side character, main character. We both know who it is. Let's just count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Seth?
Archie.
Archie?
Yeah. Yeah. The construction man. The construction man who drove them to school.
Oh, I didn't even remember his name.
Ugh, you got no respect for Archie. This is actually featured in 2 episodes because he was the guy in the first one as well. Archie, it turns out, is a bad contractor who lied to them.
Yeah. Evidently a high schooler's better with no degree.
Yeah.
If you just moved it out 10 inches, wouldn't the beam that you used just work fine?
Okay, yeah, but also...
You have to move an entire wall?
If you move an entire wall 10 inches further out, that's a lot of space.
Yeah.
That's a lot of change.
That's a lot of square feet you're knocking off of your house.
Yeah. Ryan? I wish Archie had said that instead of said, "Hey, you an architect?" "No." "Well, then don't tell me how to do my job." Remember when Archie was like
Scott,
getting
can
coffee and bagel? What's
I
up?
just say
What?
both of our impressions this week.
Spot on.
Spot on. Barbara Streisand and Archie.
The construction man.
We should take this show on the road.
We should. Let's go. No one's going out places though.
Oh.
So we can't. We will probably very easily be able to book a theater.
We could actually probably travel in Texas now.
Yeah, that's true. Everything's
I bet
opening
you
up.
the theater would be open and we could have a full house.
That's terrifying. Yeah, anything else? Anything you want to say? Or should we move right into...
Let's move into relationship status. That'll kind of
zoom in on the relationship.
Yeah, that'll give us some things to talk about that we hadn't yet.
All right.
Okay, so first off, Coop and Ryan. Last week, Coop and Ryan were a 1 out of 10. And this week, Ryan sees Coop has a relationship with the pool boy.
Uh-huh. And
they're all macking on each other, and he's not happy because Marissa lied. And he decides that they're just going to be better off as friends. And Marissa got her mean girl face on because she said, "We were never just friends, Ryan."
Uh-huh.
And man,
I mean, she's right, but also...
Well, no, it's right. But still, I mean, he's trying to not end the entire relationship.
Yeah.
And she's just like, no. You're either going to date me because I want to be your girlfriend, or you're just going to leave me and I'm going to have nothing to do with you.
Yeah, yeah. What I love about this is Ryan is not...
0 out of 10.
Oh, 0. So
I'm done with them.
0 is taking him off the list.
I'm done with Coop and Ryan.
Oh, okay. Our OG couple off the list.
We're done.
We're done. Okay. My favorite thing about this is, and we talked about this a little bit before, but Ryan is not mad at her for seeing someone else.
Right.
Ryan is mad at her for lying. Like, it's not like Ryan unfairly expected her to still be single and to not have moved on, like Seth is unfairly expecting Summer to do.
Yeah.
He's not mad that she's dating someone. He's mad that he asked her point blank and she lied about it. That's what he's pissed off about. And I think that's a justifiable position, in my opinion. All right, let's move on to Seth and Summer. Last week, we gave them a 1 out of 10. We've kind of talked about this relationship a lot this episode since it was featured pretty prominently in both of our Roses and Thorns. So we're not going to harp on it too much again. We're going to leave them at 1 out of 10. I mean, I'm not ready to write this couple off yet, but it certainly seems like they're not going anywhere positively.
Seth is still chasing.
Right. Seth is still chasing.
He wanted to get on a hot dog cart.
Summer's got better.
Riding that hot dog cart.
I think his struggle to get up there was like Adam Brody is so funny. And his struggle to get up on that hot dog stand was like the best part of the episode. Like it's so sloppy and silly and
Riding it
ridiculous.
like a horse. Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so that is it for Seth and Summer.
So, Sandy and Kirsten Cohen. Last week we're at a 4 out of 10. This week, Kirsten apologizes. She recognizes that she had put a lot on Sandy and gave him some demands that were not necessarily things that he should have had to carry. And she apologized.
And it's a good apology.
It is. It's a good apology.
I know I wasn't the easiest person to live with this summer. I was just really upset about the boys being gone. And I took it out on you. I'm sorry.
So we're going to bump him up to a 6 out of 10 because we recognize that there's still some hurt there. But we know that they're on the mend.
I like
6
that.
out of
6 out
10.
of 10. That
Yeah.
seems fair. That seems fair. Next up, we have Julie Cooper and Caleb Nickel. Last week, we gave them a 7 out of 10. Julie finds out this week that the investigation was happening. Not only is there an investigation into Caleb and crimes, but that investigation was happening, Elyse, before they got married.
Bum, bum, bum.
And so suddenly Julie Cooper finds herself in a situation just like the last one, trapped, and she demands that Sandy Cohen get her husband out of this because she says to him like, if he goes down, his daughter's going down with him, which is like a thing we knew about. Like the show has already talked about that. That's not new news, but it played it as like a, ooh, Julie, so clever moment. Pfft,
Yeah.
Julie Cooper.
What?
4 out of 10. We give him a 4 out of 10.
Okay. Moving on to Jimmy and Haley.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Scott, last week we rated them pretty high
Yeah.
at an 8 out of 10, but the only reason was because Haley was not in the episode at all. Therefore, we could not dock any points off of their relationship. Right. And this week, she made an appearance and made her appearance known on the relationship status doc because they went all the way down from an 8 out of 10. I only took him to a 6 out of 10.
This is interesting to me. So first
Maybe
of all,
I forgot, but Haley wants to move to Japan and Jimmy proposes. So, Jimmy proposing means he's seriously invested. Maybe I should have done like a 5 or a 4.
She's gone. Now
Is she gone?
Well, the show made it seem like she had left already.
I guess.
It's possible that she hasn't. I would have put this a lot lower, but we'll go with yours. I think we got a comment on last week's show that was like, basically that not appearing on the episode was like the best thing you can do for your relationship is just not being on the episode. And of course we see that is proof positive this week when the second she's on the show, that episode that relationship goes up in flames. So we'll see. I think she's gone. Maybe she'll appear in one final episode just to be like, I couldn't leave without saying goodbye, blah, blah, blah. I think she's gone. I do. But Elyse, it's time for our newbies. We've got some new people on this list.
Yes, Zach and Summer.
Zach and Summer, for the first time, appear on the relationship status list. Not official, but
yeah, because
she doesn't say she's his boyfriend.
Summer says that he's not her boyfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, come on. Hey, question for you, Elyse. Zach did not know about the history between Seth and Summer. Zach did go to this school last year because Seth knows he's on the water polo team. Where was Zach, and how did he not know about the relationship between Seth and Summer when Seth stood on a coffee cart and declared his love for her?
I believe all those answers are going to come.
Oh, interesting.
I think I don't remember.
I thought I was just making fun of bad writing, but it's just a setup. I love it.
I don't remember. I know that there's some stuff with his past with some other characters.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to say to be
cool
told.
The important part is Zach is a great character. He's a fully fleshed out character. They didn't just want this guy to be someone that we hate. They wanted us to care about him, and they wanted that to be complicated. And they wanted us
to like him quick, and we did.
We did. Mission accomplished.
Sold.
Let me just I'll send you those Green Lantern JPEGs.
Okay.
My boy Zach. Oh, I love him.
Okay, so we're going to finish up with Marissa and DJ the Yard Guy, Scott.
DJ the Yard Guy.
We don't know much about this relationship other than it is not going to end well. So we're going to give them a 2 out of 10.
That's fair. That's fair. You know, I have a cousin named DJ. And so whenever I see the name DJ, I think about him.
I don't think that...
Do you think about Full House or do you think about my cousin?
I think about Full House.
Fair. That's fair.
But I think that your cousin's too good for Marissa.
I would hope so. I would hope so. Oh my God. Marissa is a piece of work.
Yeah.
Marissa, alcoholism update. She spiked her coffee at school and is drinking spiked coffee in the school cafeteria, which is big no-no.
Yeah. I mean, that's breaking the law on 2 counts.
Yeah.
Can't have alcohol on school premises and she's underage.
2 counts. Yep. Going to
1,
jail.
2.
Going to jail.
But not really because she's rich.
Well, yeah. As we'll probably also see.
But maybe not anymore because of Caleb.
Who knows? Who knows?
I do.
Her daddy's still rich because of all his smart investments.
True. That's true. Okay, Scott.
All right.
What do you think is going to happen next week?
I forgot once again.
Again.
To look up the name of next week's episode.
Why do you do that to us?
I don't know. It's been a rough. I'm not in the swing of doing this show again, Elyse. That's the problem. I'm out of practice. All right. Next week's episode is called The New Kids on the Block.
So you guys just submit your New Kids on the Block song suggestions.
For the intro?
Yes.
What are you going to do? Oh
I don't know. What do they want me to sing?
Gosh, there's so many choices.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of our listeners are too young for New Kids on the Block.
Probably
You're
a lot.
almost too young for New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
Because that was like early 90s.
Yeah. They weren't really on the radio.
Yeah.
I just know about them because
I'm almost too young because I like.
Yeah.
You would have to be a teen in the early 90s, I think, to be ideal New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
Like 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
I think. The point is, next
Google
week's episode,
who New Kids on the Block are and then figure out what song you want me to listen to.
I think here's
sing.
what I think's going to happen.
What?
Obviously, one of those New Kids on the... No, it's not Zach. I don't know. There's going to be a new girl that's going to come on the show. And I think this is going to be our... it's going to be for either Seth or Ryan. I don't know. One of them... Probably Seth. Turn that triangle into a square. I'm thinking. New girl on the scene. Yeah, that's all I can really think of. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting. I forgot there's a character in this season that I also do not like.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Not as much as what's his name?
Zach.
No, Oliver.
Oh.
Ugh. No one is as bad. Well, I remember Oliver and Teresa. Everyone gets better from here, guys.
You think?
Oh, I forgot about the other one.
Oh my God! Stop it!
Mostly everyone gets better from here.
This is the most frustrating
You're
conversation
welcome.
in the world. All right, folks, that is all we have time for this week. If you like this podcast, you can check it and all the other shows we do over at our website, doofmedia.com. That's where you can find a show premiering this Friday called Decomposing Worm. It is our friends Matthias and Clarence looking back over the web serial Worm, the web serial that Matt and I covered on our podcast, We've Got Worm, but they are doing a little bit different with it, Elyse. They're covering it from some different angles. Unlike we took a very structural approach to the story, they're taking some different kinds of critical and literary theories to it. They're going to look at it from some interesting new lenses. I think it's going to be a very interesting show. So if you are following us and you like Worm, go listen to them. And if you don't like Worm, don't be like Elyse. Go read it and decide whether you like it, which you probably will, because if you like Seth Cohen, you probably will like Worm. Seth Cohen would love Worm. Seth Cohen would lose his mind over Worm.
Okay.
Seth
Good
Cohen would be listening to Decomposing Worm.
And Scott, if they like me,
yeah,
then they can tune in on.
Oh, that's true.
On what day?
Saturday night.
Saturday night in the United States.
It will be at, I believe, 8 p.m. in the United States of America.
Yes.
At least that's when our call time is. I don't know when the thing. Yes, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Central Time in the United States.
This is a very exciting show that has never happened before.
The Doof Media Variety Show. So,
guys, a variety show. A variety show with me What's better? Nothing. What else are you doing through Saturday?
So our friends and partners, Ruben and Elliot, have been doing what they've been calling pilot season, where over the past couple of months, they have been trying out one episode of a variety of different shows to just see which they like best, which the listeners like best. They've talked about books, they've talked about board games, they've read graphic novels. This is their final bit of their pilot season, and it is going to be a 90-minute variety show, like a talk show on the internet. Hopefully we're going to have some guests call in. They're going to be games.
There's show and tell.
And of course, there's going to be Elyse Daily.
There's going to be show and tell, and I've already picked my item, and Scott hasn't picked his item, and he's dying to know what my item is, and I haven't told him.
She won't tell me. It's really frustrating.
I gave him a clue.
You did?
I told you. It's non-living.
Okay. Yeah, that's a shitty clue. What living thing? There's 3 living things in this house you could bring, and one of them's me.
It can... It could fit in your back pocket.
Only the back? Are you bringing your cell phone? That's boring.
Pockets? No.
Okay. Well, you can find out what Elyse is bringing to show and
tell. Oh my gosh, the little auntie! He got on my phone!
Did you crush him?
I don't know where he went.
Elyse crushed our mascot.
I don't know where he went. I just saw him. Oh no, Mr. Auntie.
What a perfect end to the show.
Oh no, here he is. Oh, hi. He's going to say goodbye. You can't hear him.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, check out the Doof Media Variety Hour this Saturday, May 23rd at 8 p.m. Central Time to hear Elyse and what she's bringing to show and tell.
It's not Auntie. I killed him.
Also consider donating to our Patreon account. How can they do that, Elyse?
They can go to patreon.com/doofmedia and give us some money.
Mm-hmm. How much can they give us?
Let's see here. A Dalgona coffee. If you make one of those at home, then you're not going to have to go to Starbucks and buy your coffee. So that means you can give anywhere between $3 and $15.
Yeah. And we are fully funded by our patrons, so every dollar you donate to us goes right back into the company. It allows us to pay for hosting, allows us to pay for books and movies and things we need to buy for it. It allows us to keep this whole thing going. So please support us by going to patreon.com /doofmedia.
The item that I'm bringing for show and tell was not funded by Doof Media.
Good to know.
I actually did not even purchase the item.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. All right, folks, we will see you next week for Season 2, Episode 3, The New Kids on the Block.
I'll hit you with those Green Lantern JPEGs.
Yeah, definitely do that.